Havens and McCafferty.
Sure.
That's 2330023208.
Yes.
All right, you are Brett Havens. All right, perfect. Do we have Megan McCafferty?
No, I was unable to serve her in time, and because of the holiday weekend, I wasn't able to reschedule the stuff.
Okay. We have a kind of a funky schedule the rest of this month, so I can either set it over 1 week or I can set it over 3 weeks.
3 weeks would be good.
So do you think the 27th at 9 a.m. would work?
I would hope so.
Okay. All right. We'll set over the Havens and McCafferty matter 3 weeks to September 27th at 9:00 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's call number 19 on our docket. This is 233-0023208. Do I have Brett Havens and Megan McCafferty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. I know you've been waiting a long time in that iPad booth. Thank you for hanging in there. So as I see it, we have had this on for review of order. But there was an issue with service when we were all last in front of a judicial officer, Judge Fassett. I think at that time, Mr. Havens hadn't yet served the other party. So we have this notice of hearing that Mr. Havens filed to review parenting plan and child support. I see that it was served on September 8th. Let me ask Ms. McCafferty, were you anticipating filing your own orders, or are you in agreement with these, or where are you at?
I don't mind dropping the child support. That's not a problem at all with me. I am kind of concerned on why I have to wait for a visitation and I would only be able to see her on a Saturday. I've literally had my daughter since the day she was born up until a couple of months ago, and when he took her from me, and he hasn't responded to anything I've said. He hasn't been willing to let me see her at all.
I'm just looking through the history of this, and let me ask this question. Is the child receiving any sort of state assistance?
No.
She does get Social Security. However, right now I'm not getting Social Security for her.
And Mr. Havens, and I'm talking about medical benefits, TANF, anything like that?
Medical right now is the only thing that I'm aware of.
Say that again.
State medical is all that I'm aware of.
Okay. Ms. Looney, since I have you here, I hate to put you on the spot, but is this a case where they need to serve your office?
I am checking that right now, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want me to give you the case number again?
No, I can look it up by their names.
Okay, okay. So hold tight while we look into this a little bit more. I also see, I'm just looking at the original. There was an order of default entered against Ms. McCafferty on July 6th. And then I think Mr. Havens, you met with a courthouse facilitator to go over these documents.
Yes, I did. And she still hasn't taken the drug and alcohol evaluation or mental health evaluation, and hasn't taken a hair follicle test yet either. So there's no proof to me that she's clean and sober.
And I mean, I could argue the same thing with him. So,
Well, so yeah, I just want to hold on and I mean, here's the thing, Ms. McCafferty, this court back in July issued a default against you. And basically allows this court to approve final orders without the other party's participation because you didn't appear or file response.
Yeah, I've been unable to make it there. I lost my car. I've been going through my own personal issues, and I have no way to get anywhere to do any of these things. I have another child who I have here in my full-time care as well.
Go ahead, Ms. Looney, if you were able to find anything.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to check and our office does not need to be involved for this case.
Okay, and I did see, Mr. Havens, that you did submit an affidavit of filing with prosecuting attorney's office back on August 11th. So what I'm gonna do. So Ms. McCafferty, let me ask you this. You've had a chance to review these proposed orders.
Well, the paperwork that I got, I didn't see anything saying that I had to go and get any of these tests. I was not even aware that that was even in place yet, which I'm totally fine with doing. But can I also request that he get a hair follicle test to make sure that she?
No, there's a default issued against you, so you can't request that. So basically he's entitled to submit these orders to me. What I'd like to do, just because of, we're not gonna have time to go through these final orders before I need to end docket. I'm gonna, are you free to come back next week, next Wednesday at 9 a.m.? What I'm gonna do is give you my oral ruling. In all likelihood, I'm gonna sign these orders because of the default, but I'd like to review them and just make sure there aren't any questions I have of you. Ms. McCafferty, you'll be able to put any objections you have on the record. But again, I'm just gonna be really clear that there was a previous default entered against you. Mr. Havens, would you be available next week at 9 a.m. to finalize this matter?
I'm available anytime you need.
Okay. And Ms. McCafferty,
So after I go through all of this process.
I'm just asking, are you available next Wednesday at 9 a.m.?
Yes.
All right, I will see you both back here on October 4th at 9 a.m. I will give you my final ruling on your final orders or on Mr. Havens' final orders. Okay, thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then okay. All right, good morning. Can you hear me on Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is our family law self-represented docket. I'm going to first take a case that appears to be in order for finalization of orders. I believe Brett Havens, I have you in the iPad booth.
Yes.
Okay, so this is number 11 on our docket. This is 233-0023-23208. Do I have Megan McCafferty present? Okay. I'll ask whether I have Ms. McCafferty present. Okay. Mr. Havens, have you heard anything from Megan?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so what I'm going to do in this case is just confirm with you. When we were here last, we were still working on service to the other party. I know though that this court previously issued an order of default for lack of any response from Ms. McCafferty. So although you have served her, whether or not that was totally necessary, I guess neither here nor there, since you have served her now. Also, you did meet with the courthouse facilitator to review your orders, and I have the certificate from the courthouse facilitator showing me that that has been done and that these orders are ready for my review. I have reviewed them, and it does appear that the orders are ready for my signature. Is there anything you're asking the court to do or any questions you have beyond what you have submitted to the court.
The only thing I have to say is last time I did talk to Mrs. McCafferty, she said that she was recently put back on Suboxone. So that leads me to believe that she's recently used again. So
Does that in any way change any of your requests for the parenting plan or a protection order or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So what I have done, I will sign your orders. I find that they are appropriate. I also would note that I'm gonna, with regard to the parenting plan, based on my review of the file, Ms. McCafferty's failure to meaningfully hear in this case, and the information I've reviewed, I will find that a parent, Ms. McCafferty, does have some limiting factors under 3A and 3B. Under 3A, I will find that neglect is present on behalf of Ms. McCafferty, as she has substantially refused to perform her parenting duties. Under B, I will find that neglect and substance abuse is more likely than not present on behalf of Ms. McCafferty, as well as emotional problems that do seem to get in the way of her ability to parent. So I will put those in order. Because of my finding under 3A, I do have to limit her time with the children. You have laid those limitations out in your order, and I will adopt them. Any parenting time would have to be supervised. The indication in the order, Mr. Havens, and I just want to clarify, is that you would have to be present when she is with the child. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay, I will keep that in the order. I think that's appropriate. I will order a drug and mental health evaluation. And then I think what you've indicated in here is that if they don't follow the evaluation or treatment, then only supervised visits for 4 hours on a Saturday. Is that your request? Is that yes? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Okay, because of my findings under 3A and B, I am indicating that major decision-making is limited. I will find that you are the primary parent for purposes of school and educational decision-making. You have checked joint for healthcare. Is that how you're wanting to proceed?
Oh,
Well, means she's not really that communicative. It'd be easier if it's just me, but if anything like happens, I will still notify her if the daughter goes to the hospital or something like that.
I am going to change that, just given, again, her lack of meaningful participation in these proceedings and my findings under 3A and B. So I will make that change. Okay. Okay, I think everything else you have filled out. Just checking one more place. Okay, so besides those issues, anything else you want the court to know?
No, that's all I have to say.
Okay. I'm just going to take out the proposed language and click the box. This is a court order. Okay. All right. I will get those signed for you. If there's nothing else you need from the court, you are free to log off.
Okay, so I can get the copy of that at the receptionist desk?
Yeah, let me just ask, I know in some other dockets, we kind of make these available pretty quickly, but how? Should he come back tomorrow for copies of these, or are they usually ready today?
He can. I can ask him.
Are you sure? Okay, let me just finish signing where I need to sign, and then the clerk has indicated she'll have someone come into the courtroom and get these signed copies, so maybe hang out for 20 minutes or so.
That would be wonderful.
Make sure I signed everywhere I need to. There and there. Okay, I think I've got all the right places signed. So yeah, hang out just a little bit and we'll get copies for you.
Okay, so if she doesn't get a hold of me on Saturdays, then I don't have to worry about it then.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, given again her lack of any meaningful participation in this case, burden's going to be on her to reach out and request those visitations. The order allows it, but if she doesn't show up or she doesn't adhere to the evaluations we've requested, then the burden is not upon you to force her to do it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for having those ready for the court.
Have a great day.
Thanks.